oftentimes we're forced to do things that we don't really know how to do or we have never done before. And a lot of you guys can partake that, especially with driving a manual car. New York Times stated that driving a manual car was actually a dying art. Every day, less and less people know how to drive a manual car, and it's something that's really informative and people need to know in case they're stuck in a situation where maybe they have an intoxicated friend who needs a ride home and they drive a manual car, or if someone we know needs to go to a hospital and the only thing we can drive is a manual car. All right, so obviously an essential part of driving a car is starting it. And in a manual, it's a bit different. According to J.D. Power, a leading brand in car awards and car expertise, starting a manual is actually more effective for the transmission. So what I'm going to want to end up doing is I'm going to want my foot on both the clutch and the brake. I want my foot on the brake so the car doesn't roll when I push down the clutch. Next, it's very simple. It's the same as a manual or an automatic car. We just want to push start while both of our feet are on the pedals. Alright, so the next thing I need to teach you is how to actually get the car rolling. This is one of the hardest parts for beginners, as it is pretty difficult, but obviously the best way is to practice. Stick Shift Racing Academy guides from there tell us that we don't want to leave the car in first gear for too long. So what we want to do is we want to ease off the clutch until the RPMs on the car go up a little bit. Then we want to let off the brake and ease off the clutch a little bit more until the car starts going forward. Once the car gets around 5 miles per hour per an opinion piece by Slater of the Wall Street Journal, we are going to want to let go and press on the gas. Quickly, we want to put into second so we don't hurt the transmission of the car. And there you go, we got it rolling. All right, so the next thing I actually want to talk to you guys about is how to drive when we're up to speed. So Eric Jan from Axle Academy stated that we want to drive to a gear that's suited to our speed. So when we're near the 30s, we want to be in third gear. When we ease towards the 40s, we want to switch to fourth gear. And we just want to stay at a constant speed according to like the gear ratio. All right, so the next thing I wanted to go over with you guys is how to actually stop and park the car. So when parking, you want to be in first gear so you don't stall out the car. When parking, you want to pull up just like you would a regular car, but to slow down, instead of just the brakes, you want to push in the clutch, which is the pedal on the left, and the brake. This will allow you to stop without stalling the car. Next thing we actually want to do, we want to leave it in first gear, and we want to reach down to our parking brake, and we just want to turn it on real quick. All right, so now we have park on and everything, but we must turn off the car in a certain way. So when turning off the car, we want to turn it off, obviously, and then you want to take your foot off the clutch and then off the brake so that your car doesn't roll after you turn it off by just having your foot on the clutch. All right, so in reversing, it's essentially just like an automatic car, but you're doing the steps that you basically did to start the car. So first thing you want to do is look at your tree. You see that reverse is all the way to the left and up. So that's what I'm going to do. Put it all the way to the left and up. And then I'm kind of going to want to do the same thing I did with getting it started. I'm going to want to let off the clutch until RPMs go up a little bit. I'm going to slowly want to let off the brake. Doing that will force me to go backwards, just like starting the car wanted you to go forwards. And that's pretty much how you reverse. Pretty simple. So today, I hope I have given you a good baseline of how to drive a manual car in case you need it, because as I said in the intro, there are a lot of situations that you may need it. It's fairly simple, but my best advice for you is to watch this video and just practice, and that's the best way to learn it.